As the months passed and our story spread, Sarah and I found ourselves thrust into a new role we never expected: advocates for the healing power of animal companionship. Hospitals across the country began reaching out, eager to implement therapy dog programs inspired by Max's miraculous intervention. It was both exhilarating and overwhelming, but we knew we had to seize this opportunity to make a difference. One crisp autumn morning, almost a year to the day since my awakening, we received a call that would change our lives once again. A children's hospital in a neighboring state had heard about our story and wanted us to visit. They had a young patient, a 10-year-old girl named Emily, who had been in a coma for weeks following a severe car accident. Her prognosis was grim, and her parents were losing hope. As we packed for the trip, I couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and trepidation. Could Max work his magic again? Was it fair to place such expectations on him? But as I watched him bound eagerly into the car, his tail wagging with enthusiasm, I knew we had to try. The hospital corridor seemed to stretch endlessly as we made our way to Emily's room. The air was thick with antiseptic and an undercurrent of despair. But as we entered, Max's demeanor changed. His ears perked up, and he moved with purpose towards the small figure lying motionless in the bed. Emily's parents, John and Maria, watched with a mixture of hope and skepticism as Max gently placed his paw on Emily's arm. For a moment, nothing happened. The room was silent save for the steady beep of monitors. And then, ever so slightly, Emily's fingers twitched. John gasped, his eyes wide with disbelief. Maria clutched her husband's arm, tears streaming down her face. Max, encouraged by this small response, began to whine softly, nuzzling Emily's hand with his nose. What happened next was nothing short of extraordinary. Emily's eyelids fluttered, and slowly, painfully slowly, they opened. Her gaze was unfocused at first, but then it locked onto Max. A small smile tugged at the corners of her mouth. "Doggy," she whispered, her voice barely audible. The room erupted in a cacophony of joyful sobs, urgent calls for doctors, and Max's excited barks. In that moment, I felt a profound sense of awe at the incredible bond between humans and animals and the healing power of unconditional love. Emily's awakening sparked a media frenzy. Overnight, Max became a symbol of hope for families facing similar struggles. We were inundated with requests for visits, interviews, and appearances. It was overwhelming, but we knew we had been given a unique opportunity to spread a message of hope and healing. As we traveled from hospital to hospital, Max's gentle presence brought comfort to countless patients and their families. We witnessed moments of joy, breakthrough, and sometimes heartbreaking farewells. Through it all, Max remained a steadfast beacon of love and companionship. One particularly memorable visit was to a veterans hospital where we met James, a former soldier struggling with PTSD. James had been withdrawn and unresponsive for weeks, but something about Max's presence sparked a change. As Max rested his head on James' lap, we saw the first genuine smile cross the veteran's face in months. "He reminds me of my old service dog," James said softly, his voice thick with emotion. "I never thought I'd feel that connection again." That visit led to the creation of a program pairing veterans with trained service dogs, an initiative that would go on to change countless lives. Our journey wasn't without its challenges. The constant travel and emotional intensity of our visits began to take a toll. There were nights when Sarah and I lay awake, wondering if we were doing the right thing, if we were asking too much of Max. But every morning, Max would greet us with the same enthusiasm, his tail wagging and his eyes bright with anticipation for the day ahead. His unwavering spirit became our guiding light, reminding us of the importance of our mission. We also faced skeptics who dismissed our story as mere coincidence or exaggeration. Some medical professionals were hesitant to embrace the idea of animal-assisted therapy, citing lack of scientific evidence. But as more and more patients showed improvement after interacting with Max, even the staunchest critics began to take notice. Our experiences caught the attention of Dr. Amelia Chen, a renowned neurologist specializing in coma research. She proposed a groundbreaking study to investigate the physiological effects of animal companionship on comatose patients. For months, we worked closely with Dr. Chen and her team, visiting patients and meticulously documenting Max's interactions. The results were astounding. Patients exposed to Max showed increased brain activity, improved vital signs, and in some cases, faster recovery times. Dr. Chin's research paper, published in a prestigious medical journal, sent shockwaves through the scientific community. It opened doors for further studies and legitimized the role of therapy animals in medical settings. As the years passed, Max began to show signs of aging. His muzzle turned gray and his steps became a little slower, but his spirit remained as vibrant as ever, his love for people undiminished by time. On Max's 15th birthday, we held a celebration at the local park. Hundreds of people whose lives had been touched by Max came to honor him. There were former patients, medical professionals, and families who had found hope through our story. As I watched Max bask in the attention, accepting pets and treats with his usual grace, I felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. This remarkable dog had not only saved my life, but had gone on to impact countless others. He had become a symbol of resilience, hope, and the extraordinary power of the human-animal bond. Today, Max's legacy lives on in the numerous therapy dog programs established in hospitals across the country. The Max protocol for animal-assisted therapy has become a standard in many medical facilities, bringing comfort and healing to patients of all ages. Sarah and I continue to advocate for the integration of therapy animals in healthcare settings. We've established a foundation that trains and places therapy dogs in hospitals with a special focus on long-term care facilities and children's wards. As for Max, he's enjoying a well-deserved retirement. He spends his days lounging in the sun, playing with the neighborhood children, and occasionally accompanying us on hospital visits when he feels up to it. Every night, as he curls up at the foot of our bed, I'm reminded of the incredible journey we've shared. Our story is more than just a tale of one man and his dog. It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the healing power of love, and the profound connection that can exist between species. Max taught us that sometimes, when science and medicine reach their limits, it's the simple act of companionship that can work the greatest miracles. As I look to the future, I'm filled with hope. Hope for continued advancements in animal-assisted therapy, hope for more stories of healing and recovery, and hope that Max's legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. In the end, our journey has shown us that the most powerful medicine doesn't always come in a pill or through a procedure. Sometimes it comes with four paws, a wagging tail, and a heart full of unconditional love. And for that lesson, I will be eternally grateful to my best friend, my savior, my Max.